Hey you, Patreon supporters, Claire G, Carson C, Matt J, Jacqueline M, Big Time Jim, thanks so much for being our Patreon supporters. You want to support us on Patreon? You like our podcast? Go to patreon.com/whatweremember. Get access to exclusive episodes you can't get on our regular, normal feed. That's it. Thanks. The P. Swayze.
Oh.
You be sleeping, he be creeping.
Ooh, my.
Into your bedroom at night.
Dirty Dancing?
Dirty Dancing with
is...
you.
Have you guys seen
Cause
Dirty Dancing? Dirty Dancing is rough.
It's a sexy movie, but
all right.
It's sexy at
it's
times.
got way more. It's got more.
All right,
it's way more rapey than Top Gun.
That's the part
Well,
one
there is,
tonight.
like,
That's the
literally-
part one tonight.
Isn't there literally rape in the plot?
I think so.
Like, someone gets raped, I think.
I think one of the guys gets raped, and then
I mean, it is more rapey.
it's very
Because
rapey.
it's literally rape.
It's about dancing dirtily.
And there's like an abortion. One of the ladies has an abortion.
Yeah. That happens.
Yep. And Jennifer Grey has a nose
not
job later in
cool.
life.
That was Dirty Dancing 2.
There is a Dirty Dancing too.
Havana Nights.
Havana Nights.
Havana Night.
Ooh, Brad's very particular. He's like, excuse me, it's Havana Nights.
I would like the full pronunciation, please.
Who's the guy who hosts? Wait, don't tell me.
Drew Carey?
Wait, don't tell me.
Oh, wait, don't tell me.
Wait,
oh,
well, I'm
Peter
waiting.
Sagal.
What did you think I said?
I thought you were going to guess.
Whose line is it anyway? I don't know why I went there. That's Peter Sagal.
So
Wayne
apparently,
Brady.
Peter Sagal wrote the first draft of Dirty Dancing Havana Nights, but it wasn't really Dirty Dancing. It was just a movie about like a Cuban like revolution or something like that.
And they were like,
and then they're like, ooh, I see a Dirty Dancing sequel in here.
someone was like reading the script like, you know what would make this way better? A bunch of Dirty Dancing.
Cause she's out of my league. What a fool to believe having anything but you. What a fool to believe.
Andy, have you seen Dirty Dancing?
I have.
Oh, okay.
What a fool.
All right, we're adding it to the list.
I have not seen Havana Nights.
Havana Nights.
Havana
Havana
Nights.
Nights.
Okay, maybe we should just do that as a part one tonight.
I'll do it. Let's do it.
Do what? Dirty
Dirty
Dancing?
Dancing?
Yeah.
I would do it.
All right.
Perfect. And I need an excuse to watch that movie.
Can we use this audio as part of? I mean, we've already been talking about it.
Yeah.
See the genesis of the episode for all the
Maybe
audience.
this just be the part. Maybe we should do a part one before we do the part two of our last movie. So full disclosure, we weren't going to talk about Dirty Dancing. We were going to talk about a part two of a different
part
film.
two.
But we're going to do Dirty Dancing right away.
Look, when it's flowing, you just gotta go with it. You know, when you're in it,
You're in it
to win it.
Does someone want to take the reins? I like last week's when Andy did it. Is it your turn?
My name is Andy Hubert,
I'm Andy Moldenhauer.
I'm Bradley Jones.
and this is not a movie review podcast, but a podcast where we try to recall the events of a film we have not seen in a very, very long time. This is what we remember about Dirty Dancing.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we killed. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
It was
so
unique.
fun.
Proud,
It was
yeah.
unique.
It's so fun hearing out of someone else's mouth.
Yeah.
I feel so relaxed. I don't have to do the work. I was checking my instant messages.
We
just
could
then.
keep doing it like
It's
that.
fun.
It's
Brad
fun.
was like catching up on some work emails. He's like,
yeah,
I
was getting it done. This is why you guys, have so much time to take notes and things.
Yeah. Brad's doing all the work.
I'm doing all the work.
Brad's editing the podcast. Brad's hosting the podcast. Brad's scheduling all of the midnight movie shows.
Yeah.
Brad's
Someone's
the only
gotta
one
hold
taking
it
notes, as
together.
he said many times.
Someone's gonna hold it together.
Brad's the only one staffing the What We Remember shop downtown.
That's true. You guys haven't been in there in months.
Yeah.
I don't even know where it is.
Is it looking really dirty in there?
It's really dirty.
Brad,
Speaking of
then
dirty,
oh.
segue into Dirty Dancing.
That's a great segue.
That's
I
great
was also
segue.
going to segue back when I said we just impromptu wanted to do this movie, and I do not have notes.
It's true.
So I can't even tell you how the movie begins. But
When
I
was
can-
the last time you saw this?
Oh,
movie?
when
Oh
my
my
sister
God.
saw this movie. Like, it was her favorite movie growing up, so I saw it a lot, like on a VHS tape, like random parts at it all the time. And it's in the 90s, maybe 20 years ago, 25 years ago.
You saw this movie 25 years
Probably.
ago?
It's been a long time.
You're only 26.
And I've really, yeah, that's part of it. But I've really liked the songs in this movie.
Yeah, the songs are great.
Yeah, something about eating eyes. Isn't there a song about eating eyes in this movie?
I want to hear that song. I don't know about that.
Like somebody having like delicious eyes.
Oh,
Did I make
man.
that up? There's Patrick Swayze's signature song. I wish he would have had more songs because what a singer.
What a feeling.
Ooh, what a feeling. And then the
So-
dancing is very
Oh,
good.
it's so
very Ooh, let's get into it.
Andy, when was the last time you saw this?
It's probably honestly more recent than Brad, and yet I'm definitely gonna remember less of this movie than he is. I'm sure the last time was like a TV edit of this.
Oh, that's the worst time.
I know. Well, look, that's just the most recent time.
Yeah.
I'm sure was a TV edit.
They censor a lot of topless Swayze in that TV
Probably
edit.
like 12 years ago, would be my guess.
Mhm.
About then.
I've seen it sooner. I saw it last year.
Last year.
That's really
wow.
soon.
2 years ago.
Wow.
It was 2 years
Well,
ago.
you'll balance out my
Yeah.
my no knowledge.
You have
to
with
carry
your
the
good
load.
knowledge. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Get on it.
And I'm going to have quite the load because Patrick Swayze. Woo! A hot dog.
He's getting you all Swayze.
I'm getting all Swayze.
So this movie takes place in the 60s.
Really?
Yeah.
Where dancing is illegal. And
No,
Kevin Bacon
wait.
has to... wait.
Hold up.
So Patrick Swayze's dead, and then she's making
Yeah.
pottery, right?
Yep, and there's that girl working in the factory, and then she flashes dancing.
And then Ferris
Uh-huh.
Bueller's in here.
And then for some reason, Ben Gazzara is trying to close down that roadhouse.
This is a crazy
This
movie.
is everything. This movie feels like all of those movies.
Yeah.
It
It
is.
feels like it could be a prequel or a sequel to any of those.
them,
Like they all exist in the same
Yeah.
80s dance world.
The Swayzeverse.
Yeah, that's the. Which funny enough, kicked off with like Saturday Night Fever, but
Yeah.
somehow segued into the Swayzeverse.
Yeah.
The Big Bang of the Saturday Night Fever universe.
didn't start
created
it,
the Swayzeverse.
But he definitely made it into what it
Yeah,
was.
he shaped it, he formed it
Oh yeah.
on those biceps of his, and that chiseled jaw.
Oh yeah. So
that hair.
what I do know is
Jennifer Grey is named Baby.
yes, and she shows up at it's like a country club like summer camp.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a camp.
And she has a very overprotective family.
Yes. She has a younger sister, I believe, or an older sister.
She has a
and-
sister,
Right.
is what we can narrow down. I think.
There we go.
You could have just said that. Yeah, specifying just put you into a corner, just like
It
Baby.
did. Oh, there it is.
Brad. Hey, Brad.
Bringing it back every day.
I'm going to make that joke a lot this podcast. I mean, I've been saving it up until this episode.
Oh boy.
But her parents are very conservative, and
Mm-hmm.
they always try to protect her.
Yeah. They're afraid of her to experience the outside world and all that entails.
Growing up.
Which just
Especially
seems to be dancing.
dancing and her sexuality.
Sexuality.
It's all about
some
her-
drug use.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This is all about, it's a coming of age film.
Mhm.
Emphasis on the coming.
Wow.
Because
Brad's really making this podcast.
it's called
into-
Dirty Dancing. We're
Yeah,
gonna
this
get
is the dirty episode.
Oh, that's right. This is what we remember
Yeah,
after dark.
It's this movie starring Sand Dune.
well, Sand Dude's back.
This and Dirty Rotten Scoundrels are the two dirty podcasts we're gonna do.
I could do Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. That movie's pretty good.
Yeah, the Dirty Dozen. We're gonna do that movie.
Joe
Oh,
Dirt.
God. Oh, I don't want to. So, I know Patrick Swayze. He's,
What's his name?
Oh boy,
Swayzenator? Swayze?
Yeah. I don't know.
It's like Luke or something. It's something good.
Ooh, yeah, I like Luke.
Richard
Yeah.
Donovan. I think if
it's
you,
exotic.
any name I say with that voice is gonna Freddie.
Get Sand Dune in here to give us some good names.
Yeah, I don't know what his name
Milton.
is. Milton's probably close. But he works for the country club.
Yes. Is it a country club or is it like a summer camp?
So it's like a rich person summer camp. is
Okay.
what I was
It's
trying to get
a
at.
glamp
So
kind of
it's-
thing, yeah.
Yeah, it is sort of.
Mhm.
Each family though gets like their own private cabin.
Oh.
It's like a retreat, I think would be
Retreat.
the better,
There we go.
better
That's
term.
yeah, that's a good word.
So she isn't left alone. She's with her parents and her family the whole movie. I thought for
Yes.
some reason she like went off on her
no,
own.
no. Her family is there with her.
She
They're
just
not
keeps-
really in the story very much.
No,
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just to say no, you can't do this, and then later be like, I'm glad you did that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's all they're there for.
There's a scene where that actually happens.
Yeah, it's great.
And we'll get there. And Patrick Swayze is basically hired to teach dance at the country club, or no,
Yeah.
he's hired to dance,
And
not
he's-
to teach dance.
And he's teaching a very formal dance, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
We don't get dirty until
it's very
it's
it's
a
just
secret-
like a foxtrot or something like that.
there's a
or-
secret society of dirty dancers at this camp.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
and
like
they're
the
all like the
underground
lower
dancing, yeah.
class people.
Oh yeah.
The help.
He's a part of like the poorer people.
Yeah, this is like Titanic of dancing.
And they're in
Yeah.
steerage. Dance steerage.
The name's Steerage. Dance Steerage.
There seems to be a lot of a couple 80s movies that are mostly just about like rich people and poor people.
Yeah.
Like I guess that is
Yeah,
maybe the time.
West Side Story.
Well, there's like Pretty in Pink is like all
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that as
that's-
well.
yeah.
It's probably like the rise of like the 1% or the wealthy or something. It's like
Yeah.
more prevalent in the 80s and people making a lot more
It's
money.
a big thing now.
Growth of Wall Street.
Exactly.
Cocaine. you know.
Cocaine for sure. Ponzi schemes.
Mhm.
So, what happens in this movie?
So Baby is just trying to work there, and she has a job, doesn't she? She's
No.
helping out.
Oh,
I thought.
No, Baby's not helping out. She is like a guest there. Her dad is a doctor, and her dad knows the owner.
Okay.
Mm.
And I think the owner is trying to set his son up with Baby.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't want to have
Do you know
this
what
man.
does the son do something, or is he just the?
He's
character?
probably just like a
I gotta
doof-
know if he was
a
actually
doofy
something.
dummy.
I think
part at
she's
the-
like 16 and
Yeah.
he's 16, and so they don't do anything except probably just go to school. And
This is like an arranged marriage sort of setup.
it feels like it.
Yeah.
We want you to be marrying Doofus. Doofus Magoo.
But I
I
don't want
want I want
Doofus.
Swayze biceps.
Swayze biceps.
I don't want Doofus Magoo.
With a name like that, they're asking for divorce.
Damn it, Dad! Why'd you have to name me Doofus? Especially when our last name's Magoo. You did this to me.
Yeah. Any alliteration would have been fine. Mikey Magoo. Marty
You
Magoo.
did this.
Those are good, Dad. Doofus.
Doofus.
What did you expect?
So
There's also a lot of supporting characters, particularly this brunette lady who is fine.
she is, and she's also a fantastic dancer.
Yes.
I don't remember
She's
that
wearing a lot of
character at all.
makeup.
She hangs out with Swayze a
Yeah.
lot. She's another helper.
Okay, she's
Well,
She's
Baby
one of the dancers.
Baby walks in on her and Swayze banging, and that's like a big moment for like, I thought he loved me, and Swayze's like, I just do what I do.
I'm a free
man."
spirit,
Yeah.
baby. Have you seen my free dance?
Yeah, and I think before that, she ends up getting invited to like an after-hours party
So,
at one of the houses.
A lot of my memories of this movie is a dance hall with people just slowly moving around, like punch bowls existing, and then that like builds up into the end where there's a big dance routine.
Yes,
But there's a few times where they're just doing stuff inside that dance hall.
Yeah, that's like
you just cracked some stuff open for me.
good. I was just saying, like my only memories of this movie are like the dance hall stuff, where it's
I know the setup to the Dirty Dancing, which I'm excited to talk about. But,
right.
Okay.
And then a lot of the montagey scenes.
Yeah,
How many montages are there in this thing?
At least one big one.
there
and
is.
then that one's separated
Oh,
into several
there's
montages.
there are a couple montages.
Because Baby's like dancing with
Okay.
herself, like practicing the moves on her own.
Yes.
So she probably doesn't have any experience dancing at all, and she's just kind of learning this, or she good dancer, and then she's learning the dirty style.
I was gonna say, did she like learn ballet or something, and now she's
Now she-
learning
yeah.
that?
I don't know if she
expanding her
I don't
dance?
know if she was a No, she might have been a dancer. I don't know that part.
Okay.
She must have been because she's pretty good
I was
at
gonna
it.
say,
sure.
she's not.
Or just
Yeah.
P. Swayze is such a fantastic instructor.
Yeah, maybe.
He's able to just teach her in like a couple
Mhm.
weeks.
I mean,
or a
you
week.
stay on a lake with him. He pulls you up into the air a bunch of times, and you all of a sudden you can start dancing,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which
all
is a
it
big
takes.
scene in the movie.
Yes.
That
The
lake
lift.
scene. Oh. Because there's a big move that they can't hit because it's a movie. And you have to have like, oh, we could never do this thing at the very end. Oh, we did the thing.
Unless,
have a goal that we can't
unless it's
accomplish.
almost famous, in which case you can just always do the thing and it's never a problem for the
But
whole
like
movie.
real movies, like Mighty Ducks or
Yes.
The Cutting Edge or something like that, where people are like,
or other skating movies.
yeah, mostly skating films.
This
Blades
only
of
happens
Glory,
in skating
Brink.
films.
This might as well be a skating movie.
Thrashing.
Ooh, thrashing.
Skating
yeah.
without the skates. It was probably like a move in Thrash, like no one can do that grind. And it's like I did the grind.
Yeah.
And the movie's over.
That happens in every movie. If you
Every,
watch,
every sports-related movie, which this kind of is.
Yeah, I would say that. I'd say this is.
It's a sports
I would
film.
I would stick this in the genre with all the like generic sports films.
Slapshot.
Yeah.
there's always a thing in movies when like the story starts to get a little too complicated and you got to keep raising the stakes. There's always a thing where it's like create a problem and then literally the next minute the solution is there.
Yep.
It's like I don't want to do this, and then the very next scene it's like, all right, I'm gonna call this person, get this done. Just need a quick pep talk.
I just needed a reminder that we need to solve another problem.
So,
So what's the problem in this movie?
The problem is, so she's trying to get closer to Patrick Swayze
Who wouldn't?
because she likes him
I like him.
and he's hot.
I think he's hot.
So she goes to this party, and I think he ends up like telling her that she shouldn't get mixed up with these kind of people, and it, you know, she's like this goody
Stick to
two-shoes.
doofus.
I'm a rebel
Yeah.
daddy.
Yeah. Stick to doofus' side of the camp.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that's exactly like he kind of shuts her down and makes
Okay.
her feel bad, and
Little rich girl.
yeah, exactly. So I think Patrick Swayze and this other brunette girl are going to be doing a dance together.
And her name's probably like Barbie or something like really silly like that.
Yeah, I don't know. God, I'm so
Cassandra.
bad with names.
Bunny.
Bunny's a good one. She's got like a cool, like, cute name like that.
I like Bunny.
All right.
I don't know if that's right.
Bernice, Bernadette.
Anything with B is what I'm getting at, right?
Yeah. Beatrice.
You sure it's not something more exotic, like Estelle or something like that? Like, ooh.
Estelle?
Yeah.
Estefan?
Estefan?
Esther.
Gloria Estefan is in this movie.
Gloria Estefan.
What are the big... Are there all original songs for this film? Or do they loop in some...
No, there's got to be like at least
Because the Dirty
two or
Dan-
three.
Because this soundtrack sold. This is
Yeah,
a big
I mean,
movie
it's-
money soundtrack. And the cover's so great with them like in the pink and the Dirty Dancing logo and like all the ladies listening to it and getting it all, you know, hot and bothered.
I think like all the songs are just pulled from the 60s and some from the 80s.
And then his
This movie
original
doesn't-
song. Does he sing his song in the movie? No.
I don't remember him singing a song.
Yeah, she's like the wind. She's like the wind.
Oh my god, I don't remember
Just a
this part.
fool. You don't remember the I?
Is he
I
the only one
song?
singing it? It's not like a back and forth duet kind of thing or something. It's just him.
Who's
Yeah,
he
it's just
singing
him.
this to?
I don't know. It's just in the soundtrack. Might just be in the soundtrack.
Maybe it's just a scene where he plays
Maybe it's
guitar
over the
and
credits.
sings it.
Like maybe it's one of those introspective songs where it's like him watching her or something, and he's like over the film is him singing to himself essentially.
Tell me about the scene where they're mouthing the song back and forth to each other, and it's kind of sexy, and they're dancing in that studio, and there's like curtains and stuff.
Tell us about the curtains.
Tell me about that scene.
Ooh, it's really sexy.
Ooh, is it dirty
Jennifer
though?
Grey's looking good.
She looks good
Hi,
all over in
hi.
this film.
Oh my god. Why did she get that nose
I
job?
don't know.
Yeah,
Ruined it.
a true
You ruined the
tragedy.
one thing that made you special,
I know.
Jennifer. But
Oh,
I guess you're still
boy.
special to me.
She was like never in another movie again that was super popular after
yeah,
that.
it's just the '80s, babe. She
Yeah.
just did her '80s thing
It's
and
real
got
sad.
out.
So, continue with the plot. I think what happens is that brunette girl ends up finding out that she's pregnant,
Mm-hmm. When it's his,
and it's
It's
P.
Swayze's.
Swayze's.
it's a little Swayze.
Oh man!
You got
But
a little
then,
Swayze inside her.
is she having like a miscarriage or something?
She has a miscarriage. Yeah,
Oh,
I believe so.
wow.
The problem is her dad's a doctor. She's losing a lot of blood. And so Jennifer has to go to her dad and tell her that she's been hanging out with these people and there's someone that needs help. She basically has to say like she's been
It's just to
sneaking
blow her
out
cover in
all-
order to save a life.
Yeah, exactly. She's been sneaking out and
Yeah.
hanging out with these people that her dad told her not to hang out with.
Yeah, there's a scene where Jennifer Grey is carrying something upstairs to a place, and that's when she finds everyone dirty dancing. and it, like, blows her mind open. Like, that's her gateway into the dance.
Yo, cuz, what's she doing here? She came with me. She's with me.
I carried a watermelon.
Yeah.
That's all I remember for, like, getting into that world. And then she's like, I need to be dancing.
And she commits
Yes,
to it.
but that does happen before the abortion scene for sure.
Yeah.
It must. I think that when she went to that party, she saw P. Swayze and the brunette girl like dirty dancing.
Oh,
and she
yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I want to be that girl.
Mm-hmm.
I want to dance dirtily.
I want to dance with somebody.
Dirtily.
Want to get that dirtle with somebody.
Dirtily.
Want to feel that dirtle.
Give me some of that dirtle.
Dirtle.
I love when that song comes up in the movie.
Hungry eyes. I got it. I figured it out.
Oh, that is the song. Okay, yeah. I know that song.
Hungry eyes. It's about eyes and eating.
You
I
got
didn't realize
there.
that was called. I didn't realize that he was saying "hungry eyes."
Hungry eyes.
I didn't realize that at all. But the Time of My Life song, that's in there as well, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
That's got to be the
I'm not
end.
making that up.
That's the end number, I think.
Oh, that is. That's what she's dancing to all the time,
Mhm.
right?
So, is she learning just to learn? And
No.
then her parents say, don't do it. And she's like, I'm going to do what I want. And she cries a bunch.
No. Here's the actual
Give
thing.
Ooh,
me,
please.
give it to me.
So the
Feed me.
brunette was supposed to perform this
The
dance.
big dance.
Oh.
The big dance
Yeah.
with P. Swayze. But then she had the abortion thing that she was losing a lot of blood. She had to go to the hospital.
Was it just like complications, like a miscarriage, or is it actually an
I
abortion?
would have guessed miscarriage, but I could be
don't-
wrong.
I mean, I think it was a miscarriage, but there were complications even with the miscarriage.
Right.
I'm
okay.
not sure. There
And
could be
that's why
something
her
more
dad,
to it.
Yeah,
But
that's why her
'cause-
dad had to come help because he was.
Right.
She-
Well, yeah.
He's a
These
doctor.
80s movies always like slip in like something like, why would you even do that? And it could be just like a coat hook scenario, which would make me feel real bad to think about.
You know what? I think it was.
Oh,
I think
boy.
it was because this is the 60s and abortion was not legal until
Yeah.
73. So
That could be.
Oh my god.
I think it was
man.
a coat hanger situation.
Yuck.
Tragedy.
Dirty dancing.
Mm.
Emphasis
That's
on
why it's set in the
dirty.
60s, maybe? I don't know.
So she has to recover.
She has to
So
recover, so she's out of the dance.
Yeah.
But I think they already had a commitment to the owners of the
Yeah.
resort that they had
we
to.
are promised a dance. A dirty dance. And if we're not gonna get the big deal if we don't get our dance.
It was
The
something
club's
like
gonna shut down.
they're not going to get paid or something like that. And so Jennifer Grey was like, I want to do the dance. I'll take her place. You just teach me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Teach me how to Dougie.
Because she's like the only other girl in the entire place, I guess, even though it's definitely filled with like lady dancers. And I don't get it.
No, I think that there really are only the two dancers, the two main dancers.
Bummer.
And everyone else is it's just basically like camp. It's like arts and crafts. Like, oh, you're just going to go draw some stuff.
Oh,
or
glue these
glue
popsicle sticks
Yeah.
together.
That's exactly what they're really doing. What Patrick Swayze's really doing is just teaching them how to do like a box step or something like that. And he's like, I know how to do so much more than this.
Mm-hmm.
And he feels like unfulfilled because he's just
Let's
teaching
talk
them
about
something
his-
very basic.
His arc in this movie. He's kind of like a know-it-all, like wanting to like expand his horizon, but kind of just like coasting.
Yeah.
And eventually he,
Right.
like through her, like he falls in love with her for sure. And like he maybe gets like inspired by her or something, or
Yeah.
He reevaluates
Yeah.
his opinions of rich girls.
I should stop just banging slutty broads all day and just settle down with my baby.
I'm trying to remember. I think he wants to quit a lot of the times, but he doesn't. His fallback is something like going into the military or something like that, or it's he has some bad
okay.
fallback.
Yeah.
Owning a bar, becoming a bar owner.
I'm gonna own
Bouncer.
a big sports bar.
He has some really like terrible fallback,
Yeah.
I believe.
Robbing banks, like extreme style.
He's like, well, I didn't realize I would have to do all this. I should have just dirty danced.
In the Swayze-verse, he did all the jobs.
Oh man.
They're all one character.
Yeah.
The Red Dawn
It
guy.
was really bad in 2000 when we became a pedophile
Oh,
in
jeez.
Donnie Darko.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
not.
That was a rough year,
The
Swayze.
Swayze-verse took a dark turn that year.
basically the movie just is like pure montage from this point on.
There's a lot of dancing.
I swear to God.
It's
Yeah,
songs and dancing.
You gotta dance it up.
And some like almost smooching to like full
Oh
on
yeah,
smooching.
it's gotta get like the real close. Will they? Won't they? Smooching,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I want them to.
But right when they're about to, she like, oh, I have to go do this thing real quick, and she
Yeah.
comes back and he's making out with that other girl. And
Oh,
baby's like,
snap.
no, ma'am, I thought we had something. And like P. Swayze is like, I gotta
Is
do
that
me.
how she talks, Brad?
I gotta do me, dog.
Nah, man.
man.
Nah, man. Now I'm
I thought we
saying.
had
So
something.
we had
P.
something,
Swayze.
something rad, dog.
You blew it, dog. You blew it. But like, he didn't blow it because he ends up getting her in the end anyway.
Yeah.
He's P. Swayze.
And she ends up blowing it.
She blows it. What are you talking about? No.
This is the dirty episode.
Oh my gosh! I wish
Andy's
again.
face is exploding
Yes,
off his face.
I really
it's
wish.
stretched out like a cartoon.
I wish the listeners could get video for this because his face when he said
It's
that
like
joke.
Doctor Doom from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. His eyes are popping out of his head.
Oh boy!
Ahoo!
So there's a big moment of the girl needing to dance for why at the end.
What sentence did you just say? The girl needing to
The
dance
girl
for
needing
why?
to dance for why at the end.
Which
Which girl? Which
Andy,
girl?
are you not even listening to what
why
I'm saying?
is the four?
There's one girl in this movie.
We established that there are two.
Andy,
Baby.
listen. The girl needing to win, how, when, why at the dance.
Yeah,
okay?
tell me, Andy.
Oh,
Andy,
okay.
tell me
Brad,
when.
Just say that next
Why?
time.
When,
when.
why, with the where, who.
Why? Why does she get to get picked up
But
and
how?
twirled around?
No,
These
yeah,
are
they got to
all
do the
good
lift.
questions.
The lift is the big thing.
And then after that, the dad's like, "You're okay by me," or something
that
like that.
dancing was dirty, but I'm okay
I
with
give
it.
you permission to stop dating Doofus and start dating P. Swayze.
Goofus and gallant.
You know what? That whole thing just kind of fades out. It fizzles out of the storyline. Trust me. After the
Well, when you're writing a movie called Dirty Dancing, you can let some stuff slide.
you're gonna need some
Yeah,
dirtiness.
people are coming in for the plot.
Yeah, you're like, don't worry. Everyone's going to
So-
forget about this by the time we get to the end.
Remember earlier when we were talking about the you shouldn't be doing the thing I told you not to do, and then
Uh-huh.
I was like, all right, I'm glad you did this. That happens in the abortion scene when her dad
Oh.
tells her
Oh.
like you shouldn't be hanging out with these people, but you did the right thing by coming to me and asking for help.
Oh,
It was
it's a
kind of
good
one
dad.
of those
Yeah,
situations.
good
And I
dad.
think from that point on, he knows that he could trust her to not do anything
He wouldn't do.
unsafe. Even though obviously they sleep together later on.
Oh, yeah.
He misplaced his
Did
trust
Dad
into
and Patrick
her.
Swayze sleep together?
Yeah.
Yeah, they all of them do. It's P. Swayze.
Oh.
Plot twist.
That's who she walks in on it
Oh
with.
no, that's a twist and a half. That's a double back gainer.
That's a cop and a
I
half.
don't even know if that's involved with
Triple sow cow.
Double gainer. So yeah, one of the montages, I think they're in a lake or on a river.
Of course,
and-
yeah, the lake
It's
scene.
on a
That's a
lake.
big old
Yeah.
scene.
And she's on a boat, and she's trying to like stand up and do this dance on the boat, and not fall over. or
It's
something like
Karate
that.
Kid with dancing.
That's
Yeah.
actually really true.
Yeah.
And Swayze's Mr. Miyagi.
There's a lot of montage.
Mr. Swayze.
A lot of montage.
Mr. Swayagi. I got there.
And then so the final dance comes up, and she does the whole routine.
I had the time of my life. And I owed it on you. Yeah, bow, bow, bow,
Why? Had the time of my life. I like when the girl comes in on that song because you never expect it. You're like, oh my god, this is such a high-pitched singing voice. it always catches me off guard. I don't know what else happens in this movie.
So the big climax is the dance.
Yeah.
I guess, and
Yeah.
it happens, and
It happens.
It goes off good. They do the lift.
I think it literally just like
And
freeze frames, fuck it.
Oh, freeze frames, and then they throw "fuck it" up on the screen in big letters.
I mean, a
Now
lot
I have to make that. Thanks a lot, Andy. You son of a bitch. How can I not make that now? Okay, find that on our YouTube page somewhere.
It's gonna be the best, the correct ending to Dirty Dancing.
There should be a compilation of freeze frame like movies that
And
just
say,
end.
fuck it.
They just say fuck it after it.
That's a really good idea.
I mean, I think that's what happens. It's just like she did the
Yeah.
dance,
Yeah.
she completed the goal. Let's just get out of this plot.
right before we have
We're
to
done.
confront the whole like, oh, now you go back to your rich girl world
Do
and
they
I
come
stay
to
here
this?
at this camp.
Do they come to this camp every summer? Or is it like their first time? Wow,
I
that was a
think-
terrible noise.
Yeah, it was. I think that this family does come back to this camp every summer.
Is it his first year? Is it like she's been a child and admiring him? Is it like a weird thing? Because she's for
No.
sure underage, right?
Right.
He's standing there like, I've been the same age this whole time, and
Yeah.
I've been watching you since
I've been
you were
waiting for
8,
you
and
to
I
grow
couldn't-
up.
I couldn't wait
So
for you to turn 16.
I'm a vampire.
This romance is definitely not by the book.
No.
He's like 33 and she's like 16.
Yeah, it's definitely by the law.
What?
As in illegal.
He's a loose cannon.
Yeah, I think that this might be his first time at the camp.
You think so?
I do think
He's the new.
so.
Is this new guy from out of town's gonna be the new?
It's the
instructor
last thing
and-
he's trying before his crappy fallback job.
And he like wows everybody or something at the camp, and she's like,
Or,
"Ooh."
or is he like a former famous dancer who's like, then I lost the spirit and I couldn't do the dance.
Yeah. Did he get injured? Does he have like a trick knee? I
Trick
could have gone.
knee.
I could have gone pro if it weren't for my trick knee.
I don't know what his problem is.
When people say they have a trick something, that means it just pops out, right? I never really know. I haven't really known the definition of like having a trick limb of any kind.
Abracadabra.
You know, you said it, and I was hoping you would explain it.
Could somebody listening to this explain what having a trick limb means? We're not gonna Google it. You just gotta tell us.
Oh yeah.
Is that one where it's like you go up to, like, let's say you meet someone and then you shake their hand and then their hand comes off and they're like, gotcha, trick limb.
That's why you leave a note.
But he could have made it pro, or maybe he has like an audition. Like he has to have like a main goal too, to be like the owner of the camp, or like he's gonna go off to dance school. It's like, why'd you never go to dance school?
Maybe-
He's
maybe-
like, I never had the money, baby.
I was gonna say maybe he just lost his passion for dance,
He lost that loving
she
feeling?
rekindles his love of dance.
I think he loved it all.
No,
all
I think he
along.
does love it all the time.
Well, thanks guys. I
All
tried.
I think
thanks.
he has like
I
a big-
tried real hard.
I think he has like a big audition or something coming
Wow,
up.
Andy's walking out.
Yeah, why are you done with the podcast?
I'm done with this.
You have got to be right. There has to be something more to
Yeah, he has to have
his
a bigger arc.
character.
He gets like he's got a letter that he refuses to open from a dance school because he doesn't want to know if he got rejected or not.
Ooh.
Yeah, definitely not Flashdance.
And then John Lithgow's there and like telling people never to dance again.
And then Kevin Bacon shows up.
Yeah, and he
my
dances in a
God.
warehouse.
Oh my god, that scene is so good! I've probably talked about it too many times on this podcast. And every time I bring that movie up, I accidentally call it Flashdance and not Footloose.
It happens. You can't name 2 dance movies with F. Come on. There's other letters out there.
Yeah.
It's too confusing.
Yeah.
I think we have nothing else.
No,
It's
I
done.
think I'm ready to see
Let's
this.
call
I think.
it. Let's
Yeah.
do it. There's bigger fish to fry.
Fish to fry.
Fish-
There's bigger fish to
Fur.
fry. So join us in part 2. We watch Dirty Dancing, see what we got right, see what we got wrong.
Sorry about the disruption, folks. But I always do the last dance of the season. But this year, somebody told me not to. So I'm gonna do my kind of dancing with a great partner who's not only a terrific dancer, but somebody who's taught me that there are people willing to stand up for other people no matter what it costs them. Somebody who's taught me about the kind of person I want to be. Miss Frances Houseman.
Welcome back to the Botched Abortion Podcast.
That's
This
a
is
no.
what we remember about Dirty Dancing. Oh, God.
Welcome back to the Baby in a Corner podcast.
Oh boy, Andy.
We watched Dirty Dancing.
That line is such a throwaway.
Yeah, and it's good, though.
Why is that like the line?
Because it is. There's a few lines like that in this movie, right?
Like I could have easily missed that line and nothing of value would have been lost.
No. Everything of value would have been lost. You
What?
don't put baby in the corner. It's a metaphor.
She wasn't even in. She was in like not even a
Is it a
corner.
metaphor?
She was
It
in
was-
a corner.
I mean, maybe it's a metaphor, but
Yeah, it's like don't put her in a box. Don't put baby in a box. Don't
shoehorn her into your
yeah.
life, Dad.
She doesn't want to be whatever she wanted to do.
Peace
Corps.
Peace Act, yeah.
She wanted to be in the Peace Corps.
Did she though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Did you not
Yes.
hear the entire exposition at the
movie
beginning of
opens
this movie?
with a
where
voiceover
did.
of her telling us that.
they're like, hold on, let me very firmly establish exactly all the current events that are happening right now.
Speaking of
And-
firm, how about that Swayze?
oh baby boy,
Derailed
He's
every
looking
time.
good.
he's looking
He's
real
looking
good.
fine. It's a couple of butt shots, couple of crotch shots, couple of nip slips.
The first dance that he shows, baby, is like the butt thrust.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's the grind.
It's
Oh,
the butt
yeah.
grind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or it's the crotch grind.
I would grind with Swayze. That sounds great.
Oh yeah, man.
He'll teach me how to Dougie. There's one guy out
Does
there.
he
that
know
can
how to
it.
do that?
Oh yeah, he was
I
doing
bet
it.
he does.
What's there to talk about?
So-
This movie's so good. I watched it twice. It was so good. It's the first
I
time it's
also
ever
watched
happened.
it twice. Can I say, this movie is bad
I love it.
because
I love
okay,
it.
It's a bad movie
I love it.
saved by Swayze and Gray. Like they're the only reason. Like the writing in
I
this
would
movie, I thought
agree.
was terrible.
Some of it's good. There's
I
two
thought
scenes
it
that are good.
was terrible, and then they have some of those. I can't remember what Andy was calling when we watched it. The who gives a shit transitions, where like the scene was just like someone declared scene over, and
Oh,
they
the
just
fade out.
immediately
Get us out of there.
moved on, and that was it.
Yeah.
The fuck this fade out.
And yet, despite like this whole movie being this way, and me being like, "Why is any of this happening?"
You
At
loved
the end,
it.
I was like, "Yeah!"
Loved it. I wanted their love to
I
be
did.
real.
I did.
And everlasting.
This movie is 100% carried by the majesty of
I
Patrick
would
Swayze
agree
and
with
some
that.
Jennifer Grey.
I would agree with that.
Like they
Their
make
dancing
this
is
movie
fun to watch.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
and
yeah.
their chemistry
They're
is just
great.
so good.
They're great.
Absolutely. I think the plot of the movie, I don't care.
No,
No.
you
care.
don't.
It's what is it? Romeo and Juliet, sort of.
Sort of.
Where,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I could see that.
She's rich and he's poor, and they're from different sides. Was it West Side Story?
Kind of West Side.
Well, West Side Story
Story,
is
the same
Romeo
kind of
and
thing.
Juliet.
So it's just
Yeah.
that story told in a different way.
Sure. A couple of things that we kind of couldn't figure out in part one is Patrick Swayze, what his dream was. He didn't really. His dream was just to do dance, like to be a
Yeah.
dance instructor, and he was doing his dream.
Mm-hmm.
But
He had a sweet gig.
But he didn't have love in his life.
No.
It was
Right.
missing. He had a hole in his heart that was just being filled with other women.
Yeah.
Using him for his
right.
masculinity.
They definitely. I mean, that's one of the big things they try to pull on you is they're like, oh,
Yeah.
he's just a womanizer, and then they turn it around where he's like, I found out all these rich women were just using me.
The movie somehow makes you feel bad he's getting laid so much.
Yes,
It does.
It does.
She's
It
like,
does.
she's like, no,
He
I
tells-
get it. You were just using all them, and he's like, no, baby, no.
After she
You
like
don't
after she
understand.
like
They were
sneaks to
using
his
me.
cabin in a rainstorm and they bing bong for a while, then she's like, so hey, how about other ladies? And he's like, you wouldn't believe how many women I've been sleeping with, so many of them, but it makes me sad and you should feel bad. And she's like, I do for you.
I do too.
Wait a second, though. If he got used by all those women, is Jennifer Grey using him? How does he see this situation?
I think that's true love. I don't think there's
Yeah.
anybody using
She-
anybody.
I mean,
and that's
we
We have
have
nothing to
Fair.
compare it to.
I
so.
guess. I think the rich women, I think, was implying more of like all the wives, the older women
Yep.
that were
That
there,
is
not
right.
necessarily
There was
the
the
daughters.
rich lady that
Yeah.
And she was
wanted
fine.
extra dance
Yeah.
lessons.
I can't remember what they call them, like bungalow bunnies or something like that. The women who stay at this camp during the week when their husbands go back to work.
Yeah.
And also, this camp is weird.
I don't get
I
it.
hate
We
it.
were trying to figure
it
out what
just
kind of
dancing?
place this was. This camp exists for rich
There's golfing.
sons to work at
Mhm.
to meet and hook up with rich daughters. It's like a rich person hookup camp.
Were they rich
Ooh.
sons that were working
Yeah,
there?
they're like in Harvard and stuff like that. They all come
Oh,
from
you're
wealthy
right.
families. Like all
Some
the
of them
waiters
were
do.
employed,
The
yeah.
entertainers are like the riffraff,
Mm.
but the waiters are specifically like suitors looking for like a lady.
This whole camp place, retreat place, it's poorly run.
Yeah.
All the staff are sleeping
Sex
around.
fiends.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Giant
yeah.
dirtbag
And they're-
sex fiends.
They're bad people.
They're
They're bad at
awful
their
people.
job.
Well, yeah. The entertainers are pretty good.
Yeah, but man, do they know how to
Entertainers, right.
relax? They have that sexy dance club that I was trying to talk about
Right.
in part one.
Like I said, yeah.
Well, what was that? Was that like Was that staff that was doing that? Was that
That was
That's the
loading-
riffraff.
Yeah, that was the riffraff.
That was
staff.
only the
That was not the
entertainers.
rich
Mhm.
boys.
So it's kind of like, I was gonna make a Titanic reference.
Go ahead.
It's kind of like in Titanic when Kate Winslet goes down into the basement and
the
there's all that
steerage.
like Irish music.
Yeah, they have
and
the dance party
dancing
down
and
there.
things.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're right.
That's where they have fun.
That's exactly
Right.
right.
Who needs money when you can have sexy dance time?
And watermelons.
Oh my God, why?
Because everyone
They
needs
needed-
watermelon.
He carried those really well.
I feel like they were like, we need to figure out some way to get her into this dance club. And they looked around set, and like there were some watermelons over at craft service, and they were like, all right, have her carry those in. I don't know why.
That room has to be like 1,000 degrees with
Yes.
how many
How
people
much
are in there and
dancing
how
there
much
was?
grinding is happening.
Oh yeah.
There is friction happening up
Yup.
and down on the walls in that place. It is dripping.
I felt sticky
It's
just
dripping with
watching it.
sexuality.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
sweat and all sorts of bodily fluids.
Yeah.
One of them being watermelon as well, because that's a wet fruit.
Yeah, that's very true.
I loved when Jennifer Grey finally got to dance with P. Swayze for the first time in that scene. And once it was over and he walked away from her, like immediately,
Yeah.
she was still like trying to dance and she was all like euphoric and everything. And
She got bit by the dance bug.
she
Yep,
did.
that's where it happened. And then that's one
She
of
wanted to
those
dance.
fuck it transitions where they were just like, all right, next scene. Bring in the next scene.
So I combined two of the actresses into one actress in part one. I forgot that Jennifer Grey had a sister.
Yes.
That's who I thought I was talking about the entire time. But there's another blonde lady
the
that
other dancer.
is just Patrick Swayze's friend and just a nice girl who got the abortion thing.
Yeah, she got knocked
She's
up
that-
by one of the rich waiters.
And
Well,
she
it
has really
wasn't
bad
quite-
acting.
Like it wasn't
but-
quite just an abortion. Like she actually, P. Swayze was working to pay for a doctor to give her.
Not
a-
really. He wasn't really working for that in particular because she turns down his money because he doesn't have enough. There's no way he's gonna be able to ever afford that abortion. There's no way. He's out of luck essentially.
yeah. We should
If
yeah.
Jennifer Grey didn't get the money from her dad, there would not have been an operation.
So she did take the money
Mm-hmm.
and then the operation. Yeah, because they were working to get the doctor for Thursday.
Yeah, which was
Yeah.
the same day as some sort of dance.
Big dance. It was the same day. Yeah.
Yeah, at like some not the
But
camp,
why
at
was that
some other place.
Why was that place? Why did that? I don't understand the plot line of that place.
They had this other dance that
Why?
they were
Tell me
contracted
what's
for.
Okay.
confusing.
So she can't go because she has to get the abortion.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So they have to just plug in random person, which is Jennifer Grey.
Right.
Uh-huh.
There's literally hundreds of dancers.
Yeah, if that barn is
behind
to
her at
believe
that
at the
scene.
beginning, there's a lot of
Well-
other capable dancers.
So why is Jennifer Grey specifically have to replace this person? And why is the management okay with her being replaced? And
So
why did that?
the
why did that
cabin
happen?
of dancers, I don't know if that's dance staff. I
don't
think
think it
there's
is.
really
Yeah.
just P. Swayze
But you
and
have
then
to
this
imagine-
blonde girl.
Correct. And we talked in part one about like the idea of all these other like dancers working at this place.
But you'd have
And
to
that's-
imagine that
is
Jennifer
not
Grey,
the
who has
case.
no dance experience at all, is the last person you'd want to choose to fill in.
But I think it's not totally implied, but I think P. Swayze wanted to do
Of
it.
course.
And that objection
I mean,
was
yeah.
raised for like a hot second.
It was,
though
and they
she
shut
was
it
like,
down.
but she has a zero dance experience, and he was like, "Don't worry about it." She was like, "Okay."
They also Patrick Swayze.
Because he could teach anybody to dance.
She does say that.
Dirty.
Are you calling Jennifer Grey anybody?
And also, Patrick Swayze has this one-off line saying that all the other dancers are busy and working.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like you could probably get paid going to this competition place.
again, lazy writing in this movie.
It's not the most thought out sequence.
No,
boy.
I wanted every person on the dance floor to simultaneously break their legs, and Jennifer Grey is the only one that can do it.
The floor in that barn collapses.
There has to be
they're
like a
all
secret
broken.
dress that no one else can fit into but her. They're the same size. I needed more, plot. I need a little more spackle on that plot hole.
Right.
Sure.
That's all I wanted.
The other
it's a great
thing,
movie.
The other thing, though, about
I'm
the
nitpicking.
staff,
Infection.
the staff infection. Lost my train of thought.
Yeah, you ruined your staff inflection is what you did.
Oh.
But I don't think that the camp director, or whoever the son,
Ernest.
was worried
sorry.
about
Different movie.
Jennifer Grey dancing on stage with Patrick Swayze. I don't even think they cared.
Yeah, I don't know
think they were
why
paying
that
attention.
mattered.
But I
But
thought they would that dance was at like some other place nearby. I thought.
I
Like,
think
they,
so,
Because
too.
they drove somewhere else to do it. Like, and she had a change in the
Mhm.
car and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yep.
I
I think
Oh,
Jennifer Grey was
what?
worried about her
Yeah.
being seen and her dad finding out that she was doing this.
Right, which is why like
That's
but
my guess.
Okay, I didn't know they
Mhm.
went to a different.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
They drove
it wasn't
to
at the camp. They had to drive to
Mhm.
this other
She
place
gets changed in
to
the back of the car, and it's all Patrick Swayze taking some
So
glances.
what was that for?
because they were
I
being
don't know.
paid to do
Back
it.
to the same question.
Yeah, we didn't remember that in part one. We
No,
didn't-
yeah.
We thought it just ended with one big dance.
We probably
number.
didn't remember it because it now doesn't make sense.
Nope.
Well, yeah, it
Nope,
just serves
nope,
to
nope,
to get her into learning to dance. Is pretty much it. Like, there's
Right,
a
because
reason for
at
him
that-
to teach her.
Motivation.
At that scene, she doesn't do the lift.
Yep.
You're right.
She's too afraid
That's
to
the
do
big-
the lift.
It's
Yep.
the build up. Yeah.
Classic sports movie. They can't do the big play, and then suddenly at the end of the movie, they can do the big play.
Yep.
Now, does something like that happen in the ice skating movie?
You just touched me right then.
I did. I did.
it was shocking.
A gentle
That's
touch
the first
of
time
the
I've been
arm.
touched on the podcast.
Touched by an angel.
Cutting Edge.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, it's the same sort of
there's
story.
there's a scene like that.
Cutting Edge is Dirty Dancing on Ice.
Can we watch
But what
Cutting
about
Edge?
Dirty Dancing
Yeah,
on
we
Ice?
can.
Can we go see that live?
Oh my gosh, maybe. The movie feels like a play to me,
Yeah.
at least.
I could see that for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just fun, exciting, like
I
dance
bet
numbers,
there's a play
popular
version
music.
of it.
There has to be.
I
Because
bet
the
there
music's
is.
just so trendy and popular, and people know the tunes, and watching people dance is fun. This is the precursor to Dancing with the Stars. This is the whole thing that started off the dance craze, the 80s. Not specifically Dirty Dancing, but...
Yeah. Even Footloose.
And
Fla-
Soul Train.
Flashdance.
Which-
Soul Train.
Soul Train.
Flashdance, that's right.
Yeah.
So we also thought that like her dad was chill, kind of after the abortion. Like he was like, I don't like this, but you did the right thing. He was. I mean,
Ultimately.
Patrick Swayze was good guy all day though.
But he didn't explicitly tell the dad that he wasn't the one who impregnated.
The dad assumed that Patrick, because
Molly?
he
What's
comes
her
out and he
name?
says, "Who's responsible for this woman?" And he says, "Me," because it's his friend.
Yes.
And like they're, they've always worked together. And
But
the
he
dad
takes it as
takes
you
it as like,
knocked this
oh
lady
yeah,
up.
it's your fault she was pregnant and that this happened and you're a terrible person. And P. Swayze kind of just, he's like, it
Yeah,
doesn't
just
need to
takes it,
bother her.
whatever.
Yeah, he's like, look, I don't care. He saved her life. Whatever. He can think whatever he wants.
Yeah.
But
that,
he was
that
just
scene
grateful.
was kind of cool.
I
Because,
liked it. Yeah.
Because he was making fun of P. Swayze, but he admired him for saving his like best friend's
Right.
life.
Yeah, he
yes.
did not even. Like
Like
I said, P. Swayze is good guy all day in this. He's like,
Oh
look,
my God.
your dad. Like, I don't even care. Like, if your dad thinks I'm an awful person, he saved her life, and I will always be grateful. Like,
Yeah. There's a fine line of being like anger and having like admiration and respect for somebody.
Yeah.
And, like, you did this thing, but you took responsibility for it, and you're I have to be a dad in this moment, and be mad, but
Yeah.
I am proud of you at the same time.
Yeah, that too.
I think this movie does a great job of showing the two main characters really kind of develop from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jennifer Grey's character is very optimistic, and she sees
Very idealistic. Yeah.
Yeah, and by the end, she has that scene that never really kind of resolves, where she like yells at her dad and says like, "You always made me look at everyone as good and be positive all the time, and yet you are kind of contradicting your own message."
Mm-hmm.
She's like growing up, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
She basically she takes blame for what she did, but also is mad at him for not doing the same.
yeah,
It's a
Right.
very powerful scene. I
It
love
is,
that.
it
yeah.
was
scene.
great.
And
was really good.
And Law and Order is just sitting in there, just crying his eyes out,
He
like just
is.
emoting, like just he's all reaction.
Law
in
and
that
Order
scene.
is the dad.
Yeah.
I actually.
Is he
Yeah,
Law or
that's
is he,
true, we
or is
should-
he
yeah.
Order? I forget.
I-
He's Law, right?
Yeah, he's Law.
Okay.
I felt sad in that scene because I wanted him to have that revelation then and just be like, oh, "You're right." Like, oh my, because the two of them have
It's
this
hard to
close
eat humble
relationship.
pie, man. It's
The-
hard.
The two of them have a back and forth where they agree on so much stuff. They're both also very idealistic, and
Yep.
they both like helping people and are generally good people already at the start of the movie. And I wanted him to really be able to have that self-reflection, be like, "Oh, you're right. Like I'm not, and I think you're right and that I should change." But he just cries. They run away, and then at the end is when he's kind of like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, he feel like his
What
trust
does
was
he say
betrayed.
at the end? Does he
He
say
doesn't say
anything? Does
anything.
he show
The
any-
only
Yeah,
it doesn't. He doesn't change until he goes to give like a letter of recommendation.
No, he gives him money. He gave him a check to go to school.
Oh, was that what that was? I
Yeah.
thought that was like a letter of recommendation.
No, he was gonna pay for his school.
Wow.
Robbie dropped the ball.
So this is the rich waiter kid that actually knocked up the dancer.
yeah, and just he's a dickhead
He's
the
a
whole
total
movie.
dick the whole time to
He's a douchebag.
everybody.
He's an awful person, Robbie. But he is banging every chick at this camp.
And yeah, the dad was like handing him an envelope, and the guy was like, "Hey, thanks for being understanding about me knocking up that lady. You know, women, am I right?" And the dad was like, what?"
He's like, yeah, I thought your daughter told me.
And he's like, "Oh, let me
He's
put
like,
this
"No."
money away and sit back down, and that's all resolved. Clip, clap, clip." Then he was out of there. Like that was it.
That's the right thing to do.
I wanted him to have like a that reconciliation moment with Jennifer Grey's character, and it didn't really happen.
Well, was there like a look that he gave her as she was dancing with P.
Yeah,
Swayze at the
sort
very
of,
end? There
yeah.
was? Okay,
And
I missed
But
that.
that's also like right when the mom also says, "I think she gets that from me," which I was kind of confused.
this mom
like,
is kind of
she is barely in
yeah,
this
she's
movie.
very
Does mom
tertiary.
exist?
Barely. That's like
Yeah.
her first line
This
since
mom
the
barely
beginning of this
exists.
film.
I kept calling her not Susan Sarandon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is a
Sorta looks
discount
like-
Susan
yeah,
Sarandon.
She's
Yeah,
not Susan Sarandon. Why didn't they get Susan Sarandon? I don't know.
that's a good question.
They got this lady and gave her 6
Susan
lines.
Sarandon was too young at the time.
So because we didn't talk about the sister in part 1, can we talk about the sister in
I don't
part
want
2?
to. Her singing and her overall personality is revolting.
She doesn't have a storyline.
No.
She doesn't have a personality.
Nope.
She
She's
doesn't have-
always angry.
She removes charisma from a scene somehow.
She does. You're totally right.
She negates things that are happening.
I got kind of mad because I didn't understand the writing in this one scene where Baby and her are sitting in their separate bed or laying in their separate beds at night, and Baby's telling her sister, "You shouldn't go out with Robbie. He's a bad guy." And then her sister just like attacks her. Is like, "What do you know? You're always trying to play our parents against me, and you're mad at me because I'm now getting looks from Dad." And I was like, "What does any of this mean?"
I almost feel like there was a whole subplot between the two of them that got left on the cutting room floor because they they focused a lot more on the dancing in the end. Like I felt like they tried to set the sister up as this sort of foil to Jennifer Grey's character, because right at the beginning the sister's like, "Oh, I'm going off to get laid by these rich guys. I'm totally into this. Let's do it. And cover for me, sis," and takes off, and then yeah,
She
they
comes
have
back
this-
and like, "Oh, they tried to have sex with me." It's like, yeah, it's what you wanted. That's why you went there, right?
Yeah, and
Like,
then
what are you
and
talking
then Jennifer
about?
Grey like gets with P. Swayze, and the sister ends up like kind of jealous of
Yeah,
it,
she's just
and
jealous.
she's resentful. And I'm like, there's clearly more that was supposed to be going on here, but it doesn't come across. And yeah,
She
just,
doesn't grow either.
And you're right. Yeah,
She doesn't have
just
a-
sucks
a
the
big
charisma
moment.
out of every scene she's in, and then we get to see her sing terribly twice.
Ugh.
And that I don't.
It's supposed to be comic relief, but
I
it's
guess.
it's
It's
not.
annoying.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
It's just not good. It's
Not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Also, she's like the only cast member that has 60s style hair. Everyone else has
Yeah.
80s hair.
You're absolutely right about
Patrick
that.
Swayze, Jennifer Grey, they have their own hair.
Well, you're not gonna cut that hair on that Swayze.
God no.
No.
He ain't
Not
losing a
even that
strand of that
gray.
thing.
Oh no.
Mm-mm. The only thing you're shaving is that bod. That's the only hair he'll
Wax
lose.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Glistening.
He is so shiny and wonderful.
Wonderful.
If there's a place where he can be flexing, he's doing it. If his arms are on screen, those muscles are tight.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about that bod for a second?
You can go on and
Oh,
on
please
about
do.
that.
I
bod.
actually thought.
What do you think
that
about a long pants with a belt, no shirt look? Is my question.
long pants, belt, no
it's-
shirt? I'm down.
That's like
I had to think about it, and I'm
that's
down.
about him in 50% of this movie.
I'm down to clown with that.
Yeah.
But I actually thought that P. Swayze's body was a little bit smaller
He's
than
a
it is
little
in like
bit- he's a smaller
Roadhouse.
guy.
Yes, I don't
Yes.
think he was as like.
He's not as
he's not
cut.
as muscly. Yeah,
Well,
you're
he's
right.
a dancer thin.
Right.
He has to be light on his feet.
He's
That's a
yes,
good point.
You're absolutely
That's
right.
P. Swayze was dancer light.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's athletic. He's not ripped.
He's got the muscles where
So-
he needs them for dancing specifically.
Right.
Yeah.
In his legs and in his arms.
We did say like we were trying to. You kind of touched on it at the beginning of the second half, but that we thought he had some fallback that he was going to try and go to, and he sort of does.
He does.
Where he's like,
His
oh,
dad was gonna
his
make
dad
him-
was going to
yeah.
get him into like an electrician's union or something.
That sounds great.
And
He was going to be a painter.
a painter. That's right.
He's going to
Ugh.
paint houses for
It's
the
like-
summer.
Oh,
But-
that sounds awful.
But I want to.
That sounds like a great steady job. What are you talking about? That sounds awful. In the 60s, you're making money every day to painting?
Brad,
That
it's the
sounds
60s.
fun.
It's probably leaded paint.
What else is there to do in the 60s other than dance and paint?
Free love, man. Well, 63. Wait a second.
Ah.
The electrician job could be okay.
It's a painting.
The
He was
painting.
painting. There was no electrician job.
Listen, it was on the table.
But Brad, what
There
about the
was
time when he was
nothing-
going to be an electrician, though, Brad?
That was not even in
If I was
contention.
him, I would rather do the dancing. He's good at it. He likes doing it.
And it seemed
He should
like,
do
I
the
mean,
dancing.
from what he was saying during the movie, he was getting paid very well to do it at the camp, because that's why it was sad at the end when
He didn't have
they were
$250
gonna
to
fire
afford
him.
a doctor for a botched abortion.
No, but he didn't have a summer bonus yet, Brad.
That's true.
I was very confused with the consequences of not showing up to the dance.
The middle dance?
The
first
middle dance, yeah. The reason why Jennifer Grey had to
Oh.
do the thing in
Now
the
you're
first
getting on
place.
my board. You're getting
I
on my
am.
boat.
I
Yeah.
am.
Everyone will be on my
Yeah.
boat at the end of this podcast. I guarantee it.
So
Like Men's Warehouse.
if the abortion girl doesn't show up to the dance,
They
they lose the bonus and they lose the money for the next year. Does that mean that they're not gonna work next year, or they have to work for free next year? Like, what does that mean? You're in a contract that you gotta work for free.
It's ironclad. You violated it.
So my assumption was that the idea is that they're contracted to do this dance at this place into the future, and that if they mess up this one, they'll just be like, oh, well, don't bother coming back, and they were going to have like a steady dancing gig at this place.
There was constantly threats of you
But-
aren't coming back next summer.
Right.
From
At the camp,
employees
right.
at camps and everything. Like
Yep.
everyone's job
Oh
seems
my
like it was just
God.
teetering.
Yes.
There's no
Yes.
job security at
Well,
this place
especially
at all.
between like all the rich waiter guys and all the help. Every time they like the waiter guys see one of like the staff or entertainers, they're always like, "I'll make sure you're not here next summer." And I'm like, they could just walk into the room and
Yeah.
just say it. I feel like it was all the time.
Yeah,
It's a high
it was
stress
just a
work
constant
environment.
threat.
Although
not good.
arguably, it's
Where's
probably
HR?
more difficult to find a really good dancer than it is to find a
Yeah.
waiter.
Yeah.
Why would the dancer just be
I
like,
don't get
"I'll get
it.
you fired"?
Yeah.
Anybody could do your job.
The,
Right.
the dancers should be making more money than the wait staff.
Yeah.
They should be.
Absolutely.
Patrick Swayze needs to go back to school, learn how to negotiate a contract,
Well,
get back into dancing, figure it
Open
out.
up a dance school.
well, at that point, all the waiters were also like the sons of influential people, so
right.
I guess they have clout outside of the camp. But that is a very good point from a business perspective at that camp.
So this is their first vacation in 6 years. That's what the mom says about
Yeah.
the dad in the beginning. Were they going to the camp those 6 years too, or is it everyone's first time at the camp?
I think it's everyone's first time at the. Oh, that's a good question.
Oh, I
guess.
don't think it is.
Because you're right. He only says
It
to the
feels
dad,
like
like,
it
we
isn't.
finally got you up here after so many
yeah.
years. Like, it sounds like maybe it was just the dad never made it.
Okay.
Because the girls seem pretty familiar with how the camp worked.
Yeah,
Yep.
I thought that would make sense. I think the dad didn't do it because he's a doctor. He's been busy
Yeah,
with
he's
work.
been busy.
And they're up there for 3 weeks.
I don't know. I need to
straight.
watch this movie a third time. I have questions. I might have to watch it a couple of times and pause some scenes.
Yeah.
Really fast
I mean, I
forward
hope
and
you're not
rewind
looking for it in the
things.
writing of this movie because, I mean, I will give them, there's a lot of exposition in this movie.
Mhm.
Like,
They just spit it
characters will just be like, oh, let me explain what's happening right now in the movie.
There's a guy who just does that for his job. in
Yep.
film.
Wasn't that
the guy who
Wayne
first meets
Knight.
Jennifer
Wasn't it
Grey
the
and Wayne
watermelon
Knight
guy?
too. Watermelon guy and Wayne Knight
Yep,
both do it.
That's true.
Oh yeah,
we forgot
that-
Wayne Knight
we
was
forgot
in
Wayne
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing like stand-up
like a-
comedy and stuff.
Stand-up comedy.
Do you remember
like-
his
it's
one,
like a-
was
remember
he
his
also
one
a
joke?
magician?
Do you remember his one joke that he tells?
No.
No, because he like scream laughed over it.
Yeah, he did, didn't he? I think I'm gonna butcher the gist of it, but or rather, I'm only gonna say the gist of it is that he says he took a girl home that looks just like his mom
Oh,
and his
right.
love, and the lady met his dad, and dad hates him because
You know, I finally met a girl exactly like my mother. Dresses like her, acts like her. So I brought her home. My father doesn't like her. Go figure.
Because he hates his wife.
he hates his wife.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
60s.
Wow. It was like a bizarro like Seinfeld thing.
Wait, Wayne Knight, Bruce Wayne, is Wayne Knight Batman? I'm just now.
That's a real
siblings.
Hold
question.
on.
They're siblings.
Hold
Yeah,
on. Dark Knight, Wayne Knight, come on, people, get on it. Let's figure out who this Batman is.
Why
I'm
hasn't
tired of
Funny or
Batman
Die
getting
done
away.
this yet?
He is a menace. He's causing more trouble than he's helping in that Gotham City.
Bruce Wayne Knight. I would watch that short.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce
Knight.
Wayne, Dark Knight.
Bruce Wayne, Darkwing Duck Knight.
Oh, now it's too
wow,
far.
it's going so deep.
It's off the rails
It's
now.
going so deep.
What other things did we screw up or miss or
They had like how many montages of dancing were there? Because we were
2?
guessing in the first part.
There's like one that's kind of like broken up at the beginning.
Because there's the first one where she starts to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then she
there's
gets
one-
significantly better.
Would that include the part where she was trying to teach herself too, like at
On the steps.
little footbridge
A little
thing?
bit,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there's the montage when they're doing the lift in the water. That's
Mm-hmm.
like its own thing. Then there's at least one in his cabin where they bing bong as well. That's all a montage.
Sex montage
Yep, with the weird Chinese lantern shot.
that you love.
They were like, I know. Well, I
the
was like,
lighting in this movie's good.
they were like, they didn't have a fireplace to pan
Yeah.
to, so they were like, oh, start with the lantern, then pan down.
I feel like I am there at this camp in this movie. It looks great.
yeah.
Natural
the scenery's
lighting.
real nice.
Certainly lit in other ways, like at night. Swayze being fingered for a wallet job.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we did miss that.
So there's a whole thing where after they've been essentially banging all summer.
Brad, that was a good pull. I got some stuff to talk about. On that.
all right.
All right.
Yeah, so Gray and Swayze have been bing bonging all summer, and they share this moment right after the sister sings a terrible rendition of some terrible song.
Yeah, no one cares about
I'm not
her
playing
singing.
it.
And-
You won't hear it. You won't
Brad,
hear that sister.
you gotta play that clip,
There's
Brad.
no audio
You
of the
gotta play
sister
that clip,
on this
Brad.
podcast.
No one
doing
even
you the
has that
favor.
on YouTube.
No.
Bring me a pineapple that doesn't sting, a bird that swims, a fish that stings. I really wanna. Bring me a volcano that blows a bowl of molten jama and a blue banana.
Where like one of the rich wives is basically like giving Swayze the eyeballs and is basically implies to
The
somebody.
hungry eyes. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I was scratching
yeah,
my
you're
face.
absolutely right.
Jeez.
Implies to someone else that she like pays him all the time to just get her laid. And she tries to do it this time. Well, she's like sitting with her husband too, but he's going away for the week, and she's like, "Oh, make sure you stop by to give me some dance instructions." And Jennifer Grey is sitting right there, very uncouth. And Swayze's looking at Jennifer Grey like, "Ooh, that's right. I'm in a relationship now."
No, it wouldn't have mattered.
This was
I
like
mean, it
this-
helped,
no,
but it
but
wouldn't
this
have
was
mattered.
right after the talk about women using him.
Yes,
True.
it
And
was.
so
This
this
is him standing
true.
up for himself.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's what
I think
that
it has
moment-
more to do with that.
He kind of looks like back and forth, and then he tells the old lady, he's like, "Sorry, I'm busy," and
I'm
like
booked up.
gives her her money back and walks away. And Jennifer Grey's like, "Haha, I win." And this lady gets mad because she also sees the two of them making eyes, and she's like,
Hungry eyes.
And then later sees them making out in front of his cabin because you have to reinforce that, so you can't subtly try to imply it at all.
Yeah.
And she tries to get him fired by fingering him for some wallet robberies that are actually occurring.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? How the hell does... So, were they the ones that were stealing the wallets?
No.
The old
there was
couple
there was
was.
there was a person. There was a couple off screen that we never met.
No, you saw them at the dance where she replaced the other dancer.
Okay.
The first one. They were leaving near the end, and Jennifer Grey looks over. She's like, "Oh, I know them. They're at the camp." And it's like this cute little old couple shuffling off, and she like the old lady drops her purse and like a couple wallets. She like Jennifer Grey sees a couple other wallets in it, and she's like,
I
"That's
missed
weird."
That.
And
I need to rewatch it a third time. I need
Yep,
to.
I missed that as well.
And so that's how like later when they're like wallets are missing, she's like, "Well, I saw that old couple had a bunch at this one time." Like, and she
yeah, they didn't want to
alibis
hear
Swayze.
that. They didn't
there's-
want to hear it at all because they
No,
were like,
yeah.
well, we don't think that they did that. Plus, he doesn't have an alibi, so we're just going to have the police
And
come
she's
over and
like,
pick him up.
"His alibi is we were having sex."
What is up with the thing, though, where Jennifer Grey has to tell her dad twice, something serious is happening, I need some money, or I need you to
Yeah.
trust me, but I can't tell you anything.
Yeah. That's the moment of distrust where the dad drifts away from her.
I need you to
That's the
trust
first
me.
wedge.
She's expecting her dad to be very trusting.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
because apparently he has been up until this point.
Yep. And she thinks she's doing the right thing. Honest to goodness. But you
She
want to.
is doing the right thing.
Yeah, but when that lady goes to get the abortion, the most horrific lines in movie history maybe have been said.
Oh my god.
Where
Oh, yeah.
the friend who was carrying the watermelons
Yeah,
is
watermelon
describing,
guy.
like he ended up taking her to the place to get it done.
Because Swayze had to go to do the dance.
But it ended up being like a really shady thing, and she got locked in a room, and the guy says all he had was a dirty knife and a folding table.
yeah.
What have you done? You got back. You didn't call an ambulance? She said the hospital would call the police. She made me promise. He didn't use no ether, nothing.
I thought you said he was a real MD.
The guy had a dirty knife and a folding table. I could hear her screaming in the hallway, and I swear to God, Johnny, I tried to get in. I tried.
Ugh.
It was so hard to even say right
it's
now.
so rough.
And like the lady's on a bed, just like grabbing her stomach. Like, why?
Yeah, okay, so
they don't clear up any of the details.
No.
They don't go into like what's going
Well,
on or what's happening.
I'm
Like,
confused.
They don't really have to.
Because
They
it
don't.
seemed like she had some massive internal problems going on,
Yes.
and Jennifer Grey's dad is able to kind of resolve it pretty quick.
Well, I don't
seemed
know,
like.
yeah, if he's
he
like-
was like apparently the best doctor because
Yeah.
he's like, well, with my medical bag here, was able to fix everything.
the guy also says like he didn't have any ether or like
Nope.
anything, and like it was just
Oh,
like
it was
she
so
was
brutal.
screaming, and I'm like, oh, my stomach is turning right now.
Yeah, that was
thinking
pretty
about
rough.
it.
I don't know
Ugh.
what he could have possibly done to heal her up or
Right,
Sewing
that's
up
kinda
some
like
sort of cuts.
what do you
or-
like? Maybe the
antibiotics.
Yeah,
and,
right.
I don't know what's going on down there.
Yeah.
be.
They don't go into it and for good reason. But
Yeah, and then she makes a
Ugh.
pretty quick recovery.
yeah.
She does. Yeah.
So, and then they're buddies. She's like, "Hey, you got your dad to save me. I kind of like you now."
Well, who wouldn't? You save that person's life.
Does she get the abortion because she wants to? It would ruin her dance career, or does she just not want it because of she doesn't like Robbie? Or
So
was
it's,
there a
it's the
reason?
60s,
Mhm.
and unwed mothers was a
Right.
big thing. in
And
the
she-
60s.
What was
and
her?
that's-
What was her? Did she give a reason though in the movie? Because
I think it's
missed it
that
if
she
did.
thought that Robbie was going to like embrace her and
Yeah.
like get
Well, they
married
thought they
there.
were in love. Yeah.
Yeah, and when he turns her down after he finds out about the baby, she's like, "Get this thing out of me."
Yeah, she's like, I just thought she's like, I can't take care of this on my
Yeah,
own.
she
Okay.
didn't think she was going to
Can't
be
take
on
care
her
of this on my
and it turns
own.
out she
Plus,
is.
there's a lot of stigma about that,
Mhm.
especially in the 60s. But I also thought too, like, this is nitpicky. I mean, she could have just had the baby and give it up for adoption,
Yeah,
but that's
but
not also like
I
a
was saying,
great
you're,
why I
you're the
thought
social
either.
worker. I don't know what you
I
would
thought
think.
maybe
that's
you-
not a great plan either.
It would have ruined her like bod or something. Her sexy dance bod.
I don't think she
I don't
ever
know.
mentions that.
No, she
but-
doesn't. But she's got a sexy dance bod,
She
guys.
does. She's looking good.
She's got some legs flying up and down.
Oh yeah.
After talking about her abortion.
I know.
Yeah.
This is in the back of my head right
Come
now.
on.
I'm like, that scene is.
Oh boy.
There's
She makes 100% recovery. She's good to go.
Yeah.
Sorry,
There's
Andy.
Great dancer.
no, yeah, you're fine. So the wallets. So after they resolve to fire Swayze regardless,
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
Yeah.
hell?
They just wanted to get rid of him.
even after they discover it was the old couple stealing wallets.
Yep.
They're like, she's like, "Oh, you're still fired?" And he's like, "Yeah, they said I could get all the money they owe me if I just leave, so I'm gonna."
and
now.
he's like, he comes off that he's like mad at her,
I
but
don't
then
know.
he's not
Yeah.
mad
No,
at
he's
her.
not- he's not mad at
He's
her
not
at all.
actually mad at
No,
her, but
but you're right, it does
he's
seem like
coming
that at
off like
first.
he's mad at her during that scene.
There was a moment where he was mad at her for like hiding in the woods, and he like does like a little kid storm off thing. That's pretty funny. Where he just like kicks the dirt and like walks off into the forest. Yeah, that's what you don't have. You don't have any guts.
I'll
You
be
were never
back.
gonna tell
I'm
your dad about
angry.
me. Yeah, it was funny.
But then he like comes back in during this final dance number where like the whole all the young
He
people
shows
at
up with a
camp are doing
sweet
this weird
leather
number,
jacket.
and he walks up in the middle of this song to be like, "I always get the last dance at this camp."
And this thing just started. It's
It
not the
sou-
last
yeah.
dance. There's
Well-
gonna be several dances after this song.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like it sounded like a kind of a conclusion sort of song, but it sounds like it's something they regularly do as part of this presentation, and he cuts it short by saying he needs the last dance to end this whole show. And I
Because
was
he
like,
wants to get the fuck out of there.
yeah, he's like, I'm on a tight schedule. I got another dance going on.
And he probably forfeits his
I
bonus
got that
by doing that.
electrician
I mean,
job coming up.
there's no. You guys made this up. He was just being a painter.
So,
well, he does. So he does interrupt the program, but
Yeah.
that program is boring.
It was bad. I think everyone in there was
and what
glad
everyone
he
was
did.
waiting for an amazing dance.
Yep, and it happened.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
and
the
they-
whole
the whole
place
place
went
blew
wild.
up.
There's also kind of a weird scene with the camp owner talking to like the head of the staff, where the owner of the camp's like, "I tell you, no one wants to come to this camp anymore. The kids these days, and
Yeah, the camp's losing money, but it's like I don't know. It seems like a lot of people here.
it's
Yeah.
all these
Who's handling your
old rich
books, sir?
farts bringing their
Yeah.
kids to bone at summer
If
camp."
you're not making money off this place, you are doing something wrong.
And he's just like lamenting that kids want to go to Europe instead of coming to weirdo like rich bone camp in the middle of the Catskills or whatever.
I know. That's so stupid though, because camping was like popular all the way through the 90s.
It's
And that
popular
camp
now,
was
yeah.
really that camp was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
like
It's really nice.
amazingly scenic. It was all the cabins are on these really cool hills, like so you get these awesome balconies overlooking a lake, and it was pretty.
Yeah.
I'd go there. Maybe as long as there's not this weird, like, hookup vibe going under.
Well, I want to go because of that vibe.
I would
Oh,
hope
yeah.
that like the place was run better, or at least staff were
Yeah.
appreciated more.
I need my camps to be ethical.
like even the camp director's son.
That douchey guy,
Oh,
yeah.
Captain Douche Fart.
Big old douche fart.
Oh, yeah, I'm trying
God.
to remember. We gave him a really funny name in
Ugh.
part 1, and I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
Well, big old douche fart was trying to be just like his dad
Well,
and
his-
firing people all
His
the time.
conversations with Jennifer Grey, he comes off as such a douche nozzle.
I know, he literally told her in a scene, like, I was at this party and then this one guy was with this girl and I told him, buzz off, I'm getting with this girl. I'm like, you're telling this to someone you're with right
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
He works at the hotel, but I own two of them.
This guy was all like, but honey, why would you go with this douche nozzle? And she's like, because he owns more hotels than you.
I was like, straight up douche.
I'm like, has this ever worked for you, guy? Like, has it ever worked?
I don't know.
You need
He is
to.
He's just
awful.
modeling
He's
after
the
his dad.
worst.
And he
It
does
was
it to
really
Swayze
bad.
too. He interrupts the best scene in the movie where they're dancing together in that
Oh, yeah.
Chinese curtain, and they're just like,
Yep.
there's just some sex growing in that room, and then he like busts it up and cock blocks everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the first
Like
thing he
complains
says
at
is like,
Swayze.
"Hey, you get some dancing lessons? I could teach you how to dance." And then he does this like cha cha cha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, "You suck."
Baby, taking dance lessons? I could teach a kid.
This
He's
guy,
so bad.
what
and,
a heel.
that's when Swayze was like, I was thinking of trying this for that one guy was like, no, you do the samba and nothing else.
Yeah, was it the song? It was
I don't know if it was-
Pachenko.
Oh, the
the
yes.
Pachenko. What is
Pachenko.
that?
I'm tired of it's a dance style, dog. You don't watch Dancing with the Stars? Get on it. Jennifer Grey
Damn,
was
Brad,
on
why are you
season.
coming at me all hard?
Jennifer Grey was on like season 12, dog.
Oh,
They
I
have
didn't
12
know
seasons of
that.
that show?
There's like
Jeez.
17,000 seasons of that show.
All right.
Have you guys looked at a photo of Jennifer Grey?
She's looking good. She got her nose
she
fixed,
looks
which makes me
good,
sad, but
she looks like a totally different.
Oh,
person.
yeah. I would
She
not
doesn't
ever
look-
recognize her.
No,
I
She's looking
prefer
fine,
Dirty
though.
Dancing Jennifer
no,
Grey.
I wasn't saying she's looking bad. I'm just saying she does not look like the same
No.
person.
No, I
whatsoever.
definitely prefer Dirty Dancing Ferris Bueller Jennifer Grey.
yeah, I don't know. She fixed her nose and it was all downhill. That's what I liked about her. I liked her
Yeah,
imperfections.
I liked it a lot.
Her hair too.
Ooh, so curly and nice.
Oh, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
We're
Like,
getting a
did you-
little creepy here, guys.
Did you look for it on eBay,
Oh,
like buying a
boy.
strand of it? That's the kind of look you're giving me right now.
Brad, did you? You're wearing her hair.
I do have similar Jennifer Grey.
I didn't notice until now,
Oh,
but it
no.
works well on you, buddy.
Oh boy, hungry eyes are growing in this room. I can see
That's
them.
why I was looking at you.
Brad, don't ever fix your nose, Brad.
Ooh.
Unless it's to get a Jennifer Grey nose.
The only other scene I wanted to talk about was when Swayze leaves camp and they play his own song over his own scene as he storms out of the camp.
Can you play that song right here? Because I think that song is amazing.
She's like the wind, yeah.
It was a fun song.
Yeah, but he's in the scene. His song is playing
God.
over.
I think
It's
movies
so
should,
silly.
Movies should do that more.
Will Smith should just like bust out his own song. Like he walks into a club and just one of his things are playing.
Yeah.
Like, this sounds pretty good. And that's the end of the scene.
Or he could be in like Men in Black, like right in the middle of a scene where he's like thinking on a park bench. It goes right into the Men in Black theme song.
It's so like Trey Parker, Matt Stone, like to do
Yes.
that. Unintentionally silly, but I loved it.
It's a solid song, and I did not even know that was him
Oh
singing it
boy,
until
yeah,
you said something.
yeah, sung and written
For the movie, did he write the song?
Yeah.
He wrote the song.
with somebody, but yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, she's like the wind.
Why didn't Jennifer Grey have a song?
She can't sing.
Oh, wow.
Have you seen her sister? Come on. if it runs in the family.
Runs in the family.
Oh, God.
Thanks for rating, liking, and subscribing to our podcast on iTunes or your audio streaming service of choice. Join us next time when we talk about a movie that has the tagline, "They changed her diapers, she changed their lives." We watched 3 Men and a Baby.
Touchstone Pictures presents Tom Selleck, Steve Guttenberg, Ted Danson,
Jack,
Whew, Angela, whew, boy, you look different. What happened?
I'm dressed.
That's it.
3 incredibly eligible men hoping to meet some incredibly perfect women.
So many women in so little time.
Now, at last, they're about to find that one girl who will sweep them off their feet.
That's a baby.
It's a baby.
Of course it's a baby. It's your baby. No,
It's not my baby. It's Jack's baby.
The child doesn't look anything like me. I have more hair.
I want to see the way you three big guys handle this one.
I had to go to 3 different places, buy 4 different kinds of formula, 2 different kinds of diapers, bottles, towels, nipples.
You do realize she did a doodle.
Doodle. Doodle. Yes, doodle. You haven't been able to work or to sleep. And there's been all over this place for days. I build 50-story skyscrapers. I assemble cities of the future. I can certainly put together a diaper.
Will somebody please tell me what the hell is going on around here?
Figure it out for yourself.
Are they always this strange? Yes, since they got involved with another woman.
Touchstone Pictures presents 3 normally intelligent men and 1 little girl.
So, what do you want to do?
They're about to discover the only thing worse than raising her
Oh, no, please, not on the silk sheets.
is losing her.
We should be her family.
And let me tell you, the first time you get to work, Daddy, I don't care who you are. Your heart just melts.
Can you drive a little faster, please?
Touchstone Pictures presents a comedy about 3 dedicated bachelors and the one woman in the world they couldn't live without.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. I hate to leave you, but I really must say, good night, sweetheart. Good night.
3 men and a baby.
I think she did a doodle. Your turn to change her.
I'll give you $1,000 if you'll do it.